ahumano so ni nti amebisa se or doctor need here. Professor York, Vice President, Ghana Medical Association. Prof Machi.
Major Superman.
Boko de.
Nyamia do nada Roma. You think to me about it.
Yeah, the nyamia se prof be maintain kanti ye bo abaso.
Me that say.
Utrinkwa.
I say mum kata de.
Hey, and I just oba fi ha chepa o.
One of these days I'll see arrange one-on-one.
Pa nkebe me de ja. No abedwi apokakra. Prof, ye nyanentie se broni beka se unfortunately onyumtini Eugene Kwame Mafu a eta friend Kwame Eugene enya ka akwanhia na enumu no na nkrofo social media ya say yenya say friend Amina ye beka say oyo ewura oba edin ye say Dr. Amina Harun edibetu dwa say Eugene apomodin enkoyi sa papa na Ghana for empire mano eno eche ne asante se doctor yi se nyokan no wanka ne etia emrane nhihye a doctor for the adwuma into atwe asan epacho na ya suspending 3 months no obedi ne suspension no so that ne etititi no se antisa ne etie Opening only Vice President, Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Amina Harun, or UGMC, or a doctor ni, diasem, Pacho Chichemu.
Kwame made us bill, Pacho. Intino, senior Zikayo, I mean, Nina, let's say, Kwame uses unfortunate accident this year and the subsequent admission. Then, the for Benkaya. The first group are almost naive so that UGMC Kwame Eugene Nankasa ne managers and the issues or that UGMC. Subsequently, no, and that two to buy to the young umpire man. Now the girl that in the home year as that Amina Harun to Ga. Nankasa says health personnel there. I mean, forget about doctor. I mean, generally, health personnel are supposed to keep patients' matters confidential. And then I check the next day, so then I say, that she public apology said what he did or she did. Because actually, we don't know who he is or she is. So what he or she did was not appropriate and was unethical.
Yeah, the Ebefan is Amina Nintebeshi.
Then we can proceed with that assumption. So
I see. Doc Pachumani Sukaka.
Okay. So we also got to work when she issued a public apology, and then accepting his suspension. Now, Nyama Bibri, a really red flags. One, in his statement in Wambo UGMC, the only UGMC mentioned was from the managers. And now, any titles, no crowd, doctor of medicine, Ghana, practicing doctors, they don't really use that title. And I also took psychologist, stroke therapist. What kind of therapist? And I also you're suspending for 3 months. By who? By the employers, IUGMC supposedly, and I say regulator, medical and dental council. So we've checked to be sure, say who is this doctor, and if it is indeed true, what the association could do. I mean, the said person is never now employed or previously employed by University of Ghana Medical Center. And our preliminary checks also with Medical and Dental Council chair say he's not a registered practitioner. He didn't book a list of or rule of doctors. So, in fact, he's also not a physician assistant because MDC also regulates physician assistant.
Prof. Pacho Opache said Dr. Amina Haruni, Medical and Dental Council, Nidini Mukratem.
That is our preliminary checks, what we have been told.
Na Moko UGMC, so on more UGMC.
Omunhu ni shadow hokrada, omo list of workers, all workers, in fact, not just a doctor or physician assistant, or we didn't book So Kaka says, so who set out to do these things? And it's not right to purport to do these things and to cast the name of the profession into disrepute. As doctors, we pride ourselves with being a noble profession. And indeed, one of the core tenets of ethical principles is patient confidentiality. Kwame, say, Oko Medical School, one of the things you share with patient confidentiality as part of the ethical principles. There will be a white coat ceremony where we first 3 years our anatomy and physiology are there. After now, we don't want to patients and we're entitled to patients. So that ceremony, a white coat ceremony, that principle of patient confidentiality as part of the general principle of ethics. Doing a clinical training, we do that. That induction ceremony, so I'm go through. They have a session before the ceremony itself. During the ceremony, it's all emphasized. It's something that is core and key to the training and practice of all doctors in this country. And so it will be surprising, say, what go way through then you proceed, to do that. And I'm going to say finally, the Hippocratic oath, the oath that doctors swear by to defend and perform what the nation imposes of them, that privilege and the right to practice law, is there. And this is century old provision. It says that, and I may paraphrase you, that you will keep the secret of your profession, your patients, even after death. And to any patient you are not entitled or obliged to reveal secrets. Of course, there are caveats by being compelled by law and other processes. Sometimes patient information may be revealed.
Dr. Amina Haruni.
It will be difficult for medical practitioners who are trained properly to do it. There are rules, but certainly on your doctor. And I say that on authority.
Sebe, some may be no church or social media, Swana.
I believe so, or imposter. And I wonder what the person's motive is. I believe, and this is my personal position. I don't think it's association, but I believe a lot of doctors will share with that position that somebody is out there to paint and malign doctors, change the image of doctors and malign doctors, because this is not right.
Wow.
With your message in the language, it's not professional. And they are suspended for 3 months. Why? But the MDC, no way. And I'm affiliated to a medical and dental council, and such case has not been entertained. Almost share rules, he's not there. So who is it? What is the motive? And it's for all of us, to try and find out. And I would urge, humbly and respectfully, to all of us, journalists are moving and doctors, they are not properly trained. Let's try and go to the source. So this one, the purported place or one of the places, the medical association, one of the places, and then the regulator, being the medical and dental council, will be the place, so that we can inform and educate our listeners.
Doctor of Medicine, DOM, stroke psychologist, stroke therapist, Dr. Amina Harun, at this point, or Samai?
Samafita, I'll say, yeah, we have to get a search party to look for, no, but GME, the doctors group, no, any regulator, name, hospital, proposals, or you know, in terms of journalists, the boy, Nama for Swabo, and you
yeah, Sebo. Professor, you okay, that's it. Right. Mpacho, you better hear him. You better hear him.
4.3. Who to me talking?
Nana for you, Sim Machano pay.
Grandpapa, me chow.
Apple.
Yaminado.
Yeah, the Yamias divine selection.
Grandpapa.
Yes, sir.
Every day, I get shocked by a presence in this Ghanaian society.
You get shocked. What do you mean? Are they?
Me bahana me bekasa bibi kakra the reactions na me nya from ebusuafo nyanyankofo na nkofo a maintain one kind in so long, you know. Grandpa, you're amazing. Platform is it? Say your worth your sword and say any platform is your papa. Grandpapa, on that score, no, last week me chair will be a you also hold me there, but I need to mention also. The chair, we are Roger and Virtus, for the workers. And you are crosso, offer the mails, all those so with that can be about SPSL for. Yes, you can carry 24 hours. I catch a grandpapa and I make chair, Aja Mills. Sterling Protective Services for. Also, me chair when you are with tea and opening things. This is my relief for me. And
what's my job?
oh, Papa, easy. Oh, platform is powerful, Papa.
Yeah, then Yamiasi.
Yaman Kodo on Bon Hoban.
Amen.
Showers.
Amen.
Now, Condone Juma Kessia.
Amen.
Good.
Amen.
Yes, I do easy. Rema. Future no. So, 0 to 40%. That I cost 40 to 90%. That's it. So let's say rat this door, you so what I professor for president to grandpa.
Hey,
Other you start a professor for president campaign. All the day we had a Tafu agent
and I pay back a ransom.
Oh yeah, today also sent a beer. Mpanyinfo baba some dream one na when you be new in common all these things, you know. Oh yeah, powerful noble idea. Yeah, me need the professors in on the classroom and
Nancha how have a chance a classroom.
Papa what any book note or charge you.
I have a classroom.
You are bread there, open there. All the BB to her lasting. After he's gone, no be on there, Professor Safuba, any presence, any accountability. So, yeah, the Mazi. Oh, yeah, noble, noble. It's a puff. Yeah, shows him. It's a rich, so now project, this when you are the. Yeah, I mean, well, maybe we are on coming true.
Amen. Doctor, you don't work with my channel, pay.
Java General.
Boko, dear.
Yamiadum Boko, and I was there.
Yami or Tano for him to say.
Oh, Chama, Tano, Sunny, I would him know.
President back.
Or Moho, ye pa.
Me Bamoho. Yes, my fire station.
Yes, I am correct. Yamia Duma Ochina. Yes.
I thought it was next week.
Buying.
I say next week. Okay.
See. Very nice fire service training school.
Wow.
I would do in contact. Chama is a Ushemua fire service training schools in our Ghana. No, Ocean Fin side or now. Bini baby, we dear Greater Accra and Kwana. And the Ashanti region, Ahafo region, Bono region, Bono East. In fact, all the way to the north. Fire service training school ni baby. I just said, Wale, Dalerugu.
Come back, I say, a boo stream.
Nti yenu anoma ewo asantemamu ane ahafo ane bono is ni nyina no any fire service training school baby President Akufo-Addo aban and we see a very nice edifice a fire service training school e wodu ya nkwanta anyame ya adoma ochina me ankasa me boss the Vice President of the Republic, Kwame Okanebunum de Asoso, inshallah, the next president, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. Corner Akwakobi Adenan. Akwame, say, Obapa, our car. Na car no kama home from Makakra de Uber Ball. As I see, yours truly, Unia.
Turn on off.
The parliamentary candidate. The Kwame, levels don't change. The vice president could be Ochinasa. Paying for a tail governor. Wouldn't you also back out?
Sharp.
It is a bad watch now. Turn on off for the Quanta mine. Monsieur Yenim. Na Kwame, project we know about Boka Krabi or how somebody bought a penny. A friend of Nana Gazy. Kwame Oben Nimno, or a former chief fire officer.
Oh, yes.
Nana Gazy, a Apesamaka Hene, I will do a Quanta.
Oh, really?
Nana Dr. Gazy, former chief fire officer. I know. And now, bra now, director for rural fire, our fire service.
Number 8 chief fire officer.
Number 8 chief fire officer. President before time, 2008. And now, or soon, sad Diane said, Kura or ya Pesimaka Hino Mudi, or also opportunity when you know. Because yes, I pray at the alcohol until 2008. And now, or name Nananum, Nanabuachi Trauma, or Tosumensa, Kwame when the baby crow, Nananum Sujitumu. And our mama Ghana Fire Service for assassin best 200 acres. Nanabuachi Trauma the chair.
Wow.
Fire Service for. And Omodi started our project, Kate Sword. Best 2011, and now Omodi aso above for. Tinana Gazy by a chief fire officer in your nature say a project. Omoguswa, Omoya Huajuma. And President Akufo-Addo aban by Washimukina. And your Mampeniko for a peso. And a shares our project nasi. Tia Danana Dr. Gazy ase. Say Otimisun sa Diano. Na odi project bitisa about turn off. Na ya Dananum nyina so ase. Eye na Nanabuachi Trauma wanya ne baby ko. Akwamu hene ase se wona na ohwe akire e ma Nanabuachi Trauma. Nanabuachi bonsu. Eye omai hema wodi ankwanta. E na Kokrokoo yetine so ane ya sorry na na se wanya akon. And Dia Nkwanta Kronkron Hene, a member of the Council of State, Anaya Basua, Chiami Poku, Nanamrantia Hene, Nana Kokrokoo, Nina, the only Nas, Dia Nkwanta mine, a Tranconia Nina, so Monso, and it's a Duhunuka says, I buy na Omojitum, a man, and nano fire service for us, say, Omofanya project at say, and Tina Gazy will be a Ubiano. Turn off for and Dianquanta mine, Yenina, Yadamasi, and Nananum, and Sani Swadi Cassia, Munyaye. The Gidis a Babuana several regency am our bosso, and the war a change in a son's school will be every baby to my baho. I my community and so at Timetum, Pontiamay Adma or China. Turn off for Monsieur Vice President and him. Vice President, the turn off for say he's coming home. It's Nifi no the stronghold of the team DMB a turn off our half and a party for the other forward Dian Quantane turn off for nyina boma young for so tertiary adroba Dian Quanta babia mama nyina so china no yemochi na yenkohia vice president Kwame your group boy from loyalist. That you bet your loyalists anymore. Nomne Honorable Ahinkai Stanley and Thompson Money Group Nina Ochina Ebe welcome Vice President. That President Akufo-Addo so I see.
But how come say BBI started 2008? Affinity.
Chairman, the drew baby sometimes won't say because 2008 the rank I were chi but Yabeka said Abai Sisa sometimes I get on no shard and I say na IBB from 2008 because sister President Akufo-Addo buy no. 2008 now President Akufo-Addo buy no SSI. 8 years in President Mills time and Yabeka say you find say they are so called from to no crowd the advance so BB. My President Mahama 4 years in who activity be because sister President Akufo-Addo buy na sabi mpani force ade o manu tum na ogitum so obeye na odisika hye mama yaye nti yebeka say all the previous presidents no mo nyina contribute to our party yan kan
okay
be an titiru pie there President Akufo-Addo pen so na ama Sadia Nkwanta fire service training school no Basso. I mean, Chair Honorable Kwame Anyimadu entry. So I don't know your board chairman or fire service, Ghana Fire Service. Now Kwame, not more car doctor for the doctor. Is it Amina Harun?
Yeah.
The supposed Dr. Amina Harun Menkanisa. Quite strange. Now, I mean, because social media. I di nyaka kranso. Papa ya me grandpapa eti hona me nua bi America Kojuban here, former polling station organizer my constituency Boma. So America Buchibe. And I was sending me audio say maybe Beka ha say Nkrofo create some accounts bi on social media. I mean to abana me we we ya.
Yeah.
And Nkrofo create accounts. Honorable Dr. Gideon Boako. Me title honorable we say me pet titles. Honorable create to send a message Facebook, open police, open immigration, Kwame recruitment agency, serious one pa.
Who started Juma boy?
Me started Juma and I would define myself. Is it my I say yes to Christo will be didn't know. Oh, and I would champ for just last week. Yes, Ababa will be me Chrome bomber. And also they are sending 800 Ghana cedis. Kwame, just a medium they met my report to my national security whatever, but almost a computer so I shall them so when I phone the phone so it's difficult to track them. But caution the amount phone in fact, particularly in my case. Sabe me gidi obako ya metie. Men ko kanche obi se won fateko na asesempo a me pejuma. Enti se wo ho na se obi se wa create social media accounts, be it Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, now I see the he title honorable no they are to so den now I send a message so police they are all not true. The best friend Crawford said a normal you consuming was social media as I said you're very very careful and yes I'm Crawford the beer mobile try your best nipa or share accounts Dr. Amina Harun achi as I said ujai because apart from say also fear and panic our society also the area Kwame Eugene the health issues they all can obviously when you're medical doctor and won't name the okay ye cry now or the I am share two binimoso also I say anything and it's a very big brand Kwame brand Kwame Eugene Kwame a secret admirers me one of my
one of the people you admire
feeling rough and you know me see I mean who you be to that but you're two of them and such a young person our build a solid brand for himself. Don't try to use social media and take advantage of him. Now I find no maybe and send him fata. Now send your doctor Kaya no. The best months and show for you so. Asamba akwabina Kaya or say asamba ya munya butre. Na mo show mu kakra. Am za kwa me na no kakra bi hanka wo yanya asam. Eti your best will be as a normal Crawford can social media. I am on my end post or so kakra. Na yen dusu mo ansana ye be ano na ya can be it's very obvious say Dr. BN ha or Ghana ha your friend is Amina Harun until some of the better abontini nyina fa Kwame Eugene accident onya ye no ho nsem no ye mfa ntonche na ye besre say edi kan nyame na ye besre no say ye mrel yomu ane ye bibia mu no humobro ene ehia grace ane mercy free awrade ho se na be ya akwanhia ne nkron ba akwanhia de obi amfa bo apaye nya akwanhia em say nra so it is another celebrity a brandy comedian
funny face
nso the car konya accident ama am say obi cry free mu anesa enti e best say rade be kan ho na sa nkwanhia ento ye cry beto ye so a and yet to the center the oyene kese be ba nti kwa ba Kwame Eugene wo bia nso e bom paye the tanechi eni se ne nyankopon be sane aba behwe no na ye ne ye run commentaries no ye careful Kwame me de no be si ho ansa let's hope say to us
David mpese me kuchia prof bansa but sometimes so the need aba on so the Facebook fake Facebook account and Crawford Jin Crawford Scouse.
I'm on the Fajano.
On the
Fajano. Some pine. The idea me just could you have oh, come on, no new story. No. Oh, tell me, I know you're youth organizers. I'm a youth organizer, Ashanti, and I could you am a deputy. And at some pine, oh, you're regional secretary. Youth organizers. Your co-program be any in charge of Tesco. Your co-universities there and some share club tea. Hey. Oh, look at your co-program. I share club tea with you. Programs. Yeah, there. And I'm going to do as a master. Your co-program won't be a chibi. Who made you a chair out there front of
there's a name brand and brand telling the prison. Sometimes who are a social media be will be say the Facebook page or the procurement protocol list for a Juma or say no credit. You just can you free. But Master Planner Junior or Kintan Posse Minkancha one Sampine said, tell Dr. Gideon Boako if they want to deal with the fake Facebook accounts, they should hand over the case to Sir Obama, Krobia Kwabena Santi or Jesse Boakon, and they will sleep in peace. Just say we nominate Mufut soldiers on the social media forum. I received the same message on Facebook in the name of Honorable Sly Tete. I contacted him personally for clarification, and that's what saved me, because I thought it was true. We must all be very alert, say Gadus, Enfield, Enede, and Obai. Professor Joseph Osafwedu, head of Center of Aging Studies. Prof. Martin.
Joseph na.
Bokodian.
Adam na onso mpom.
Ya me adom ya ho ye pa.
Me hu lessons I am a few bisa.
Me she odi ma. Na most of baby be ewo Center for Aging Studies. I there.
Quick one ma mienu.
Pacho you.
Na when me say meti e die, me ne grant dey me catch grant pass me ba ha. Me kokra no dey.
Unfo mu ni agro.
Say me chia omo. Enti nkokrafo member of Ghana nyina maybe 60 years and above. Osomfo na meti hey. Special greeting. Special way Monday bia me de mamo.
60 years and above.
Yeah, obi ehwe mo yie ye mo aduane ndi mo nsuo no aged. Na yema omo and feel good, Kwame.
Yeah.
Now, they have served their nation, their communities, their churches. And the minimum said by now, men paying for BAT, they are 60 years and above, Kwame. Apostle Samuel Entry are retired, 60 years, 65 Krayako. Free Pentecost mo retire. Apostle Emmanuel Jesiado, no, I am the International Mission Director, 65 years and ongoing. Kwame, almost retired, men Crawford Biao. Apostle Alfred Korea, former General Secretary, CUP, 65, 66, I mean, Chasamunina Echo, 70s no one. And now, Kwame, wow, Papa. Apostle Professor
Opokonina.
Womanina, 60 years and ongoing now, only just 70 years. But our found who runs to organize Michamunina, Miami Crumone, or my name, Kusiaku, Commissar Kudi 8th. Michamunina. Kwame Center for Aging, no. Once I have a say accreditation to run counseling, MD counseling. Mediwechia,
I'm ready.
When you get the bottom of crime, Boako crime and Naships, Boako, or Yajin and Wef Miss Miss Equanimu uncle.
May a guest student and I say official student.
We are supporting students.
Supporting students. Kwame, away, Jit Casa, my you can say accreditation.
Okay.
Say yes, I run 3 more programs.
Professor Jinavo.
Aye. And to come, you were MA in aging studies, MPhil in aging studies, PhD in aging studies.
Okay.
Now, when I be in Ghana, I be in Wabina, no way. In fact, and even the West African suburb, you baby.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And no, special programs are yet a boa research, practice, and theory on the aging. And meti a year me could 51 years a year. Come in, me come.
And I don't walk where I make us. You was you here. When you bought the tunnel, never do fifth floor. I think I was on better video.
I need to do so.
That's how much you know.
Oh, yeah, obviously. And you know, come in now. Yeah, said, me banner make catching and say, or coffee or him, now come in junior. I say,
Peace FM.
To be here, raising funds near the center. From Kwame, imagine say where the 60 years, Kwame.
Yeah.
I mean, such an ace journalist. Now, who else? I mean, for University of Ghana, Center for Aging. Wabetina baby. When ya a local song be. Na obi ni aduane bi ama na o de check how far. Na bi a head theater bi. Na o specialist o ho a almost come pe jansa say ye ne say to ye say to say check how to manage the aging process. 60 years to 100 years is 40 years.
Baby.
It may be longer than the time you worked. How do you make that very kind of saying worthwhile? Now, what you at the PBF room, and on a center, no per se, yeah. Now, you can just walk in, and you know, you be raising funds for that.
Okay.
Now, when I'm a demand on just to tell the public, say, we'll be a person by a PhD in aging studies, and that's even a geriatric science, no.
Geriatric science.
Yes. Abba, Center for Aging Studies, and she be a mobile one say Albert and na yes and
it's advert in the higher need befa
I say come wow here you know what he everybody to chop
for your website
and to come I'm say asem tietie o han na me we na make say come I'm happy to hear the Dr. Boakunka no sa fire service training school
yeah
maybe, and I'm happy because of the location. Not the kind of say installation itself, but the location. Baby, you want to. Once I most of the time, no, some of this critical way, south. Do I encounter western half? We didn't tell you about.
Municipal capital.
Oh, really?
I tell my money. I'm on brave visit.
Yeah, baby.
I tell my incubators no crying here about.
Oh, and hospital is very popular too. Nana do I had papa na best maintenance. And here say in 20 years he better ha. I be na nyame maybe 70-71.
Oh, 20 years from now, then me call retirement.
That's what I'm saying. You put me
I be you be chuma here. Aye.
Yes, you and Dr. Boakunka.
But 20 years of baby is here.
You come here say.
I be also actually.
Ante amanfo obi have an Ninja Center for Aging Studies. Number boy. So the papa kan. Papa. Mo mobilize here. Na mo boy.
Grandpa, they said by virtue of his name, not qualified to.
On one friend is out. On one friend is out. So I mean, me sure so awesome.
There were a few additions to be a prof. To make the place more exciting.
Thank you for the old man.
Grandpapa, what our castle? I'm a prof Mataja. I can't have any Payoko Busada.
Be careful.
Because my also might be to fear the Obusa, I don't know.
But here's an interesting one, Prof.
Maybe
Chairman Minister.
The
forum non convenient.
But Prof, obi the Kokrokoo dear the message be about saying as our society becomes more urbanized and people migrate from home base to work elsewhere, the extended family system is slowly disintegrating.
That's true.
No old parents are no longer being looked after by their children.
That's true.
There are aged and ill parents of Ghanaians in the diaspora who need care. In response, homes are being set up to care for the aged. These are businesses but which are not regulated. What is Professor Safo's outfit doing to engage stakeholders in policy and implementation of regulation, accreditation, and training of staff of care homes, etc.
Come a very, very important point, pa. Now, I know the HM, no, but can I have my time?
Okay.
One of the days,
Yeah, baby,
we come about the aging policy, the center and AFM.
Okay.
And the miniano, the other banner, a very good point. In fact,
That's it.
there were some programs in the pipeline for that. And the bar coming there. They said there's some time now, mommy brave for suicide.
Yeah.
I think this
we
time
should discuss aging as well.
Aging. Because I remember when I was 20 years.
Yeah.
It's so clear to me. They say we're going to 51 years.
They say we are Kokra.
20-year-old,
you're an old man.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Maybe just in my background. And you know, just as you know in other countries, you know, you can't go craft on some, oh, yeah, but we want to say, Kim, now, where do you? And you know, something we have programs on. You become some. Now, Yaboa. Because if you look at our president now,
hey, already 80 this week.
Yes, already 80 pounds. And I know, sir, 80 about the national trust special.
I'm saying Friday.
Birthday message, man.
Good Friday.
On your account, on a senior crowd, me send down. On a senior, on a yeah, Pakufu. I want to be seniors.
Yeah.
And the young wow, now I was for Obini Majun Kukwan at the betches. Young wa na Yako Yanima, they say. Oh, ready 51, 54. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
It's now quite on.
I mean, I can't now what do you think?
But the problem is that Dr. Wakum, Osechina, only vice president, but could be a war. Tanner North, I could be a fire service station, a training school.
Yes.
Something Kwame Nyame just saying. Men can't just say recognize Goso as the regional capital for Ahafo region because your district Tanner North is under Goso.
Goso for ne. What's the matter?
I know.
Some say they only say my senior brother.
Belemo will be.
Or Casama, men challenge no. Men call yes a GRE now. Chama remember no.
In fact, it's not me about so. I may say no. Okay, so vice president Quinta me about so.
Yes.
Irina Toshi Adolati, Frema Ose Opare, Matthew Poku Prempe, Kojo Poku, Yao Educhum. Sardine 5 way and ne a pipi do bon krata bibre mu. Se anya be ma na yo be oba. Ba ko be running mate. Una oben papa no. Uhu sardine way eto say nkomo no te say.
Sana wote.
Oh, na ma re.
Na sa tema me ain't mean ka ona be ka.
Oh bobo name say ya so ya oh.
Names are Abemi.
Gideon for vice. Gideon for vice.
But before then, there's one information I may say. When you said Anopana President Akufo-Addo so launch one laptop,
one child, one child. Yeah.
Oh God, I mean, I deal with ya Musano. She said, "Niji woman my bruso." So, and the president
Ghana former friend.
Every child, about 1.something million children, I was senior high school.
Be a laptop.
Oh, be a day student to, or boarding student to, be a laptop. Vice President Cass asked way some months ago. Why a liar on to me, yeah, or boy, says, also about me, and so I didn't so. I know we bring what tenants and Odin or Cano. No more Libono, one album. Today, the Ministry of Education, in working closely with the Office of the Vice President, Digitalization, the Ministry for Communication and Digitalization, one laptop per child.
Wow.
Your more friend was school, President Akufo-Addo buying a more free senior high school education. Them I mean to your school fees, on top school uniform, on top textbook, on to your feeding fee, everything the government has given for free. Presidency, in line with President Akufo-Addo vision, championed or spearheaded by vice president in Ministry for Communication and Digitalization. She said, "Bema abefo aye adwuma no. Ya pese ye sha se teach coding. Ewo in senior high school so no. Ama se say kwa na yesesa curriculum no. Na ya ma coding na be ye part. Na now no vice president so my vision o ka say ye ba be training 1 million software developers ewo Ghana ha. And no ashase no. The abofra ni free senior high school no. When you knowledge about coding, or you're so much exposed to the internet, the digital world, into a real school, now vice president so vision say you're training 1 million software developers, and also abemo. So abemo pepe pa. Ghana need to Ghana ha. Now when you're Juma or US now or yeah, or till laptop also. And now India, a lot of Indian young guys. I'm gonna IT professionals for so many companies in Europe. I'm gonna to India no more Juma. Enti ya boy abayabaso. Now kwame sa one laptop chamate say obi raise issue and this ni branty beside schools no cry light and ni honey ade also be my laptop be charge when. Kwame ni gise me wo mne say. Sa one laptop charge we no. A solar powered. Nti hu hia kra so be use electricity and how they charge laptop no. Onya the laptop ni pia bontre nya sunlight ni ayipe eno a charge no. And it can work offline and online. Who here internet and send a laptop no so ya juma. Uni internet kra na ye juma. Na laptop we say no so no. Apart from sa kra na di sua de. Ontimi fanye bibia o social media bio. Ontimi fa nko Facebook, ontimi fa nko Instagram, ontimi fa nko Twitter, ontimi fa nye anything untoward. Nti ya wo textbooks na nka ya beka so ya peska ko to textbooks no kwam ya load ni nyina wo so be ma ban so save sika because sika ya di to textbooks nko ano na ya gira na tete nti o textbooks nyina wo so o ya science student, social studies, geography student obi a textbooks no wo so afen so wo access to past questions na some say beto abonten ya see sky they are printed past questions na nkro ne ba sa no mane nyina ba betwam ya load past questions bibia was so sample questions, trial questions, everything school ni abofra bia here bia no e was a laptop no so kwame esa be bridge the gap between one year wo kromu schools and one year wo krase menka ne so to speak schools chama me share secondary school ase ewo Boma Community Day Senior High School.
Boma Community Day Senior High School.
Yes, I'm say we be I wanted.
Maintain that.
Yes, how na me share secondary school ase. Me am krom Boma. Me wie Boma Methodist Primary School, Boma Methodist JSS. Kwame soja pikin. Well, schools are munye nyako e nya bia nkosa from the beginning. Timi ko Boma Community sabe na ye Day Senior High School. Biology, the whole school na your biology textbook aye baako until you can imagine say nkra 20-25 am more classroom na munyina mo use one biology textbook baako elective maths yellow fever sa book na yet 5 and the ekita school until you can imagine the conditions are your fair more you sua there and sana bia even when I moved to Bechem Presec krano the same limited resources sa one laptop per child ya ebe book bia akora bi owo achimota ewo no sa book no esa wo the Obama secondary school so laptop no so enti ye onipa bi ha omunim wo mapa but baby a okọ school and access are only to certain resources because okotre exams kra no make asem wie Obama Methodist JSS before say me wie school kwa me ade a friend pamphlet na me hu bi da as at the time I'm we JS Metro BC
pamphlet
na me hu bi da enti say ya see wapon school na hwan series ni o pamphlet ni na teacher ni dey na o apart from notes na a group blackboard so ma o na kwa me blackboard na here na bit ma chere so teacher ni no so o chere kwa na santo abre enti sometimes a normal say o chere ma onua na onsanka kwa me I never saw anything like pamphlet enti ya dey ya chere wo classroom a ultimate ase and a dear your group blackboard so ultimate copy anything beyond that now you need access to and you didn't know why the JSS and the course secondary school but the tikromo or access to so many textbooks but luckily for him crop back on maybe an question be a solve pamphlet bi mu and as a book bi mu no na similar question kra na about exams no so one laptop per child and fa ho ni school bi a wo the same materials school near Chimota or Wesley Girls or Presec or Prempeh College, yes, and to a no. The same materials and a war the Royal Drobo Senior High School, dear so. The same materials and a what the tertiary senior high school, dear so. The same material and a what the young for what they say, whatever. Enti min kobada say, oh, akra we know what but only access to materials into normal eco form. Bridges our gap, and that is one thing I buy a year in this particular regard, managing home per year, because there are so many potentials and brilliant students that were in schools now, rural communities now, because I'm exposed to some of these reading materials, past questions, and in the background. When someone got trained out when you grace or plenty, yeah, the bias is a project way, Eba Musa. I can't make me on that score also. Why for any some of the BEC candidates maybe so and share them in a year, and some of the senior high schools, because as I'm so much afraid, your was school phobia so more results be await held because examination more practice and in about a course. For last year, I'm releasing results no and Kokrokoo school, and crana why free say, Abia or more engaging or examination more practice, NT or more results. Ye twem ana omomo monte omo ho ase say results no ye twem mon konko twere foforo na ye nja say ya withholding results no there's no communication ya mat our for teacher for they are going through a lot of stress. I have for bono is there so many of them, thousands of students as I say why ke for ma ye hu omo faith na omo so hu de omo be anya sa psychologically a hankra no our for na nkasa so they are going through problems. That's our prof mo faculty for na bebre. Nti ye pese wayek for come clear and I will call on GES and the Ministry of Education said they should step up to the plate on this because a check oma hodun krano results no amanache. And na omo be release am omo so anya say omo release no makosi grace bi am omo. They should give them what they merit. So omo free say punishment a woman say omo twa results ni mu krano nkotwe for. They should come clear to the children and as a school people so no mo hu ade omo be. Kwame on the issue of running mate is something.
Answer na be call running mate na mamen call sa one laptop per child am we nei. Baby Altia kwesi kwating spokesperson Ministry of Education obetra ha Friday na twemu no. Maybe san nsemi na mesre se yeba be ni dede kakrakai mampanyin na bedi echire education minister yede sa adwuma ba be tudwa one laptop per child me bompai se na kan se textbooks also materials also mofra past questions na adenya enkola ntimi nko ba bia je se ya mesre professor Safo and then na for you so me witness
My idea how
se mesre so ochine yembenya ho echiri asamanka titru ane publishers ane copyright for omo church textbook mo ye sure say nkitahudie mo nyom adi ni yie ochine bi yambeti asem say na ya ambe home ene ede me published works akugu ade no so yentua meka doc etimi de asemba me de nkrani beka bienta aha na mete nyeme ni bi say ye ba ya ye ni dede bebre efe chiru be hunu na publishers yisu na printers yisu na omo chiro textbook yisu se nkitahudie na ambesi peye ana yensi yenwie ena makwa akoye ye ji sika ye sei misraw me de na bugoga manu bokit na metimi ana maka no
chaba baka ni ye pa sabio ade no ebase ya anijeum nti obia pese oye na ye ni akosha odi amaye so ehun hia pa ye sabido no so abre ni fifiri asua na o ma twere krata anya say yesi aban project nti na ye fa ni sa akwa ese ye fa enkwan bia wo hu bia se ni pakron so nya na wonom ankoba ni sa bom se na court sem ne nkro ne ba ewo but I think say Mejidi said the right things will be done. Now what kind so yeah de beko na mpanyim for artist omo for my dream course, but I doubt say by best sorry no akofa obi work away na or the akoma school for some nsia wa bra oni nipa kro internase enkasai edi kwame de waka ni nyina ya jutu ye be ho adwuma kwame on the running mate issue no me ankasa me sorry ya me hu wo papers mu say omampani abedi akiri ede na abedi akiri ebeba betudwa next month na me say say enkrofo more information pa me am ne papa na ekọ na eba ikura me nya sa information
Nana Kumiati baby ati no say your man second quarter.
Yeah, eti chama me vice president for South Africa bedru Ghana nra. In fact, weekend senior near was South Africa. NPP. FBI or the Friend International Conference. Unsa your party no your branches across the globe. Into international branches US, UK, South Africa, Nigeria, phone nyina no. Weekend senior international conference. Unsa Ghana ha no your annual conferences are your polling station constituencies are the core national and the international conference and so weekends and and vice president echo South Africa Johannesburg something and now echo yes international conference and it went very well. The Abasuboma South African branch so many host two international conference led by Chairman Jones Frimpong and the vice president bedru Ghana. Sorry I no paya na me who say and no my go about them say papa wa mo amane ana asese mataja ayamon central for na modema semaba 81 edi kan no there is no confirmation say April and our vice president edin running mate eba kwame April there eso ebitima aba na ebitima aba April ebitima aba May ebitima aba whatever but officially
but April is second quarter
say
come here April me pay me birthday me birth month
don't forget say April fool so ho
that's a good one there
enti be me
come here I no dey meet me kire but yemfa officially yemfa date be ameto abonten nti I just want to make it clear say officially vice president office and any campaign and no ankasa personally say bas or no personal communication I mean am dey be abonten or whatever officially there is no communication to that effect
it also speculation is
exactly it goes without saying so say names na ba abonten nyina no so vice president and submitting names be ankoma obia because the process now is a vice president and names be submitted the NEC and a national council of the party and officially what these are names be come say nipa mesusu say me pese hwehwe omumu na yeyi baako say omo ame enie nti national executive committee NEC and national council for mundo so na monhwe they decided on who to bring. Officially, Vice President Mmeki sa proposition to NEC and as a national council yet. The woman in no ebetima ka say nkrofo speculation any imagination. Adwenture omo ye free say omo timeche or nagen. Now this whole thing about running mate by virtue of maybe amete and how close I am to candidate now or no and obey nipana as the spokesperson for the flag bearer no me kasa ho bebre a otianye ya na assembly a ekokoko mu kra na akoyi ababonte ti aya na most of the times na me pese maybe man wa kasa bebre because kasa no can bebre from so also mpemu but the meka nyina ne say yemfa official communication bia Emma Bonte and now Jun so dear Obia and Chena grandpapa Munina or prof or Chamagina one casa cry soldier picking.
Oh, media and the empha.
Obia bit much and it could as well be so say Obuhan it didn't mad discussions no more da it's a bedroom honor. Oh, said David.
I mean, welcome, Shan Comanche.
Oh, Shan Coman.
David, no, what's this?
Are you telling us something we don't know?
No. I'm only telling you, sir. Nipa 5 years.
It makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
A bit to my say you move back. A bit to my say David B was so baby. Nobody is thinking about. Nobody is thinking about the person. So on Wakasaba Umiano, so who quite of us or buy. I'm not the dean count. But at the end of the day, no, or buy. I mean, all of these things are there. Yeah, Makwan will be able to me speculate. It also adds to the democratic discussion.
Yao Educhum, Education Minister, Kwejo Poku, Matthew Poku Prempe, Fremont Selpai, Irina Toshi Adolati. Well, let's see how it pans out.
Machama, when they are you for no more?
Never.
Shall go for.
Yeah, Gazoma. What said of
I'm on cast. I don't wear none. You see, you pay Mama Chaya, so you shall come.
I'll push you for Gazom. But Gideon, what you care about Vice President Juan Semiara? I dare no Kokaya, GRA Workers Union, to be manning. And revenue targets and tax amnesty. Bonitone Femin Koran. Sa revenue targets and tax amnesty. Professor Kobe Mensah, University of Ghana Business School. And Isaac Adongo, MP Boga Central say a yemugo. Omonyini say Assembia Sebi ebitimi aboa. And only assembly choko kan if you ka via a GRA. Aye, ebana say.
Yes, Chairman. So the BIA make say. Nipa be brain transit. I assess it, Dr. Baumia. So now, Kasa or UPS, make you some profound statement. I say, I, Baumia, I am a problem solver. So, we follow Vice President, now share, we follow the works here. Is a whole institution to be studied. The BPA or piano, or look through the lenses, no one problem be. No propose solutions. Can't be never so ever solve. Come in for Unquechi about Bank of Ghana. Now, your problem with your inflation. Sabra no 40.5% inflation in Kroniba. Fresh, mind from the IMF winning in Kroniba. And obey did the charge our Bank of Ghana, my inflation targeting regime. If you hope Ghana, young rise to that level of inflation bill. Because say you back COVID-19 in Russia-Ukraine war within a space of some 6 months, you call 50-something%. But quickly once you revert it back because your inflation regime has been mean reverting all the time. That was a big problem and son of Ghana. Oba, he led such a charge. By Kwame the same way, our Bank of Ghana, they share sika ye tam digu Ghana must go mo. Bulk money. 10,000 cities to just all the polythene bag and the carry. Come can they power busa who say some Canadians so old currency now you use cinema. Now also could tell about school fees. Ghana must go ahead and beswa. Armed robbers attacks in Croniba. And on Dr. Paul Akwanom LED charge and a year redenomination of the city. At the time, even some government officials, our President Kofi Abem, no mufi say intimate Juma. But the young man led the charge. Am I redenominate and city no? Am I ukita 100,000 cities Come 5 bundles per now call baby 1 billion no. Senka kaneno anka 1 billion just a whole car booth and I'd be carry 100,000. And Baomiano or your problem solver. The same way in our position, so many challenges say I don't Ghana, me kwashusha prof. Not just say me my prof this kaibo chreme say udru amangu duana say afa wonsa benkum kokora sell biti ho shoemaker bi so ko anima wotinche na dana shoemaker na wa ma adwuma no kwame ebede na wo hu nipa krofie ne wakoho. So these are issues that can in opposition or can say there ought to be a right identity for people and enra enyumre you free South Africa by or can send be chairman na no fee on the hall no Gideon. The concept of DNA, and this is the voice of the vice president. Kayam said the concept of DNA, every enforce so the belief and conviction say there ought to be a unique identity for every Ghanaian. And that is the first time which imagines, you know, some say, okay, say, it's so strange, say, in the wisdom of God, you know, Nipa mienu Asia, Obane Bema, now Oma produce offsprings, Ebi and Tafo Ahenasa, and Krami and Sa from the same mother, but Obiawo unique DNA. Adentia, because one shakrana on the day of judgment, you know, a DNA and a Yankopon waiting the identify Crawford prof a different way. As for the names, there can be coincidence. But nyame wisdom kwano who said DNA here, unique identity here. And that is why Ghana, here's our unique identification number, a Ghana card number. And that is onono spiritual and biblical conviction. I am who say Ghana card na who hienti opushi agenda no so much. Look at the way he's thinking. So eti who problem no na wahwe ne address. Ghana edubabi ne kasa bebre nkrofo yare wo voter region ya de o mato nipa kon ho yetimi ntwansuo e be de ose yankofa drones mra ambulance ni ho so that we can reach out to those people. And Crawford person more transfers car from 8:30 to go. Yeah, na vice president the idea ba ne yaye. Yeso yenya hospital beds ne yaye kwame wo ye interview na journalist nam ha ko confirm no chi Crawford Dabontene Kolebu Crawford Dabontene the same vice president Baumia. Oko President Kufuor was the president. Why can't we have agenda 111? Let's have a deliberate policy. Sikana wo hiko ayenko pemra ye make sure say every single district ewo hospital Ghana. Now no utie the accounts of the one agenda 111 now. Over 50 of such hospitals, you know, they are almost ready. Kwame, the largest single investment in our healthcare system in this country. All of that, Baumia. Your core baby any problem with exchange rate any issues, fuel prices. Or so we have good for oil.
In all of this,
maybe
it's let's cut to the chase. In all of this, raining in Echi, yes, mo kapapana, ye carbonate, amosi debi, nyamwa. Oh, yeah, say a human endeavor, it's maybe papa. But you do and say he wasn't in charge.
No.
But in Pacho, I want to focus on this particular issue.
Yeah.
This GRA issue, revenue targets, tax amnesty, and some more kaya GRA union for Ekatiano. That is my focus.
Yes, it's quite on focus, no. But on this issue, okay, Baumia is one of the politicians in Ghana. I want to make a categorical statement, say, or no, if there are any else associated with this government, he's one of them. If there are virtues and good things with this government, he's one of them. He doesn't shy away from shortcomings. But on this GRA, and it comes down to the problem solving. Because as vice president, we're engaging with so many people in the country. Was it about 4 years or so ago? Come here, the benchmark values and Sanoma buying. A social media and a vice president who said complaining about port issues and this our benchmark values in Kroniba. Eti okay, said if that is the case, let's call the people who are affected. In fact, Makola for they came to the economic management team.
I see.
Vice President Tonsa Frere, Makola Eba economic management team. Vice President, why invite Kumasi magazine for Aba economic management team? That is how Baumia operates. On Tenase say I'm chair politician now will take decisions. Aboso kind for Abba. In fact, Uber drivers, Omaba economic management team. GPLT for Abba. That is why this tap and go system in the Benyanaba. Or from no what is the issue? Now come and yes, our friend market to me and no become massive no moko. Or from Nigeria 40. The issues now more canon. Government agency now we are responsible. Now Vice President Busa will say, what are you doing about it? As part of the engagements, it has become so clear. So a lot of businesses were Ghana have problems with our tax system. They have problems with our tax system. And any one meeting, any two meetings, any three meetings. In fact, beyond we're inviting Crawford by economic management team to listen to them. Our government agencies are responding. They are come with a policy proposition. Vice President Atuka Ako Kumasi. Ako share Kumasi businessmen. I was there at Golden Tulip, then Golden Tulip Hotel. We share different people at different places. Now, Kwame, one thing is clear. Say Ghanaian businessmen, Ghana for a young wajuma, a problem with our tax system. One of the issues of Mowo, what they describe as harassment from some officers of the Ghana Revenue Authority. And this is what Vice President spoke about. Now, Yeshia Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Oshia Omunina across the country. A bit free Western region, a bit free Volta region, a bit free Northern region. Oshia Omunina our best Western Premier Hotel. Ewakra last week. Now, Omon Penning for Kasa and a Vice President Sama Omokwa Obia so encanasem. across the presentation, harassment of businesses was one of the key issues. The vice president response to the issue of harassment was, yes, I agree with you. But there are several concerns, complaints about some government officials, some GRA officials are more harassing businesses. And in the same presentation, the GRA is doing a very good job. They are my friends. But some of them are also harassing businesses. Now, part of this harassment, you have a new tax regime in the country. Sa tax regime, you better look at your VAT issues, but we need to have a flat tax rate. Then also, the issue about audit, because our audit no nankrofo e dey harassing krofo pa. Nipa no waye na dwuma. Prekope o ha no officer biaba, o se me ba be audit accounts, me ba be audit books. Kwame, the term audit naturally obi ampe anameboa. It's life audit in corner. People don't like it. It is it should be done in a very benign, friendly environment. But Kwame, yeah, can't say baby, businessman. Kakra me hunu no dia, me kasa me kan wasana. E be a prof like grandpapa mo, they are business people, they will tell you their experience. Sometimes the lifestyle of the microphone mobile audit no. Any language or mobile use, any pressure on business owners no, it's so appalling.
But GRA for union is a more pressure. And into them also a common businessmen pressure. Because on their own, sorry, yes. A ban target out their mom.
Yeah.
And I'm a nusunti no
the vice president can say on your president. This whole thing about precope tax audit no. It will be done at most once every 5 years, because Onozufi say you put to the right systems and pillars. Not the kind of integration with our system, digitalization, any integration of national ID with tax identification number, and then it's called by the end of the year. Near Timaya Sano Manina GRA official bia here. So Obeko be company na Juma Sana Tima auditino, because just at the touch of the mouse, a click on the computer, access to the details of the person. Because why? We have one unique identity.
And he's when you know who he is as vice president to me.
That is what he's doing. I don't know what catcher will say. Who say online filing of tax? You call GRA, I call commission BB or more headquarters, and a vice president challenge you or say. Because I brought a makola for and Okaishi for and I remember very well Auntie Georgia Hotel can Okaishi makola for women no mobile. They complain about filing. Sometimes almost they are prepared to file. But Obejana Jumaho, Ako GRA office. Sometimes Obeko I see documents be cry obedi live. So the vice president share GRA for say, Mon create an app. The man crowd for my file task. So Kwame, that has been done. So today you can easily file from your phone. Vice President say Ejuma Papa digitalization and the President Kufuor abaya here. Any integration of the systems now by the end of the year. Near Tima ramping up all of these efforts. Say Nyame Adom 2025 na me be president. Continue with the vision no. Ehun ko here bio. Say GRA officer be sorry akọ obi adwuma mu no akọ de tene ta. Say na yeti mama kwan ma obi sorry free na adwuma mu nko GRA office en confile tax no bitima ye on the phone so. And na ultimate to ECG credit to a phone so. And na ulti renew national health insurance membership e wo phone so no. That same way no tax audit na ye conkrofo businesses call harass we mo sa no money will be a thing of the past. Now ye be audit require once in every 5 years, and that will be based on say GRA our reasonable suspicion. So be the phone. This is the futuristic man. That is what the businesses also want. They don't want harassment. Then two, obi bia na kesa se otua tax bi ma aban in the past. Ye kada no so ontimintua na no de no enne de no be de wono so atua. They say aye ka de nanim all the time. Na amane koda na ne kro ne ba. Vice President say all makwan ama ye be granted tax amnesty. Ama everybody na ye nyina ya start on a clean page. kana wode ene ye asese wotua na wontimi ntua no fa sa sika ne sa hye wadwuma mu na mo wadwuma ne ntimi ntumpo na mo we free na yi credit sa time na be grant amnesty ne kro no ye be make sure say bibi asese wotua bia na watua kwa me hwa na mpesa ade we ye yes ade na ebe boa ma oman no so atimatumpo because tax revenue is also a function of income. Se nipa na dwuma ne nkoso a there is no way obetimatua tax ne de ama o. As economist as he is no, he knows very well say total revenue is a function of price and quantity. It is a usika unya enkoso a either so be increase your price and abema quantity no one auto na yede adoso. We increase price na no man adoso kese so a yani yakoto ade no nso there was certain aversion to increases in price yen to bio eti the why say yen reduce our price no not the same quantity kra na and as increase quantity the vice president say nipa na etua to ni mum and as say ye hwe na omo doso ye fa na say widen the tax net which is the quantity na yama eto no bo no nya den emra fom sane be ya nipa kakra bi mpo etua kakra bi na betua esan say nipa ne doso no obonya the same revenue that you want obetima increase price no na quantity no ye the same but who hankrofo because omo butua to dada no omo na da so tua na da bia wo pale eto edemo the philosophy of Dr. Baumia entesa was rather no yembue adenimu na yama price ne mra from you get the same revenue as an against or increase price or maintain the same quantity.
Gideon.
So that is what he is talking about.
Okay.
And the GRA workers now mahu say ebinima issue statement, there's no name to the statement and they are unable to tell say truly a GRA workers union and the issue statement.
I can tell you for a fact say a GRA.
But it is so unfortunate. Nipa or trace started and I'm not surprised I went to my funny Diama Bonte. It is so unfortunate.
Gideon, my minka be bincho. Yes, you trust an internet chair.
Yes.
And some opinion ko kaino. GRA for na nyomode. Ebia na usuru se na dwubanti. Inti de bi edin bi eni ho. But ensem ni bia yenum ye dwubanti eni o ma din komo no be ka che ose. Say one. Targets no enye ne set targets. 2. Eto taxes na business for no complain. Enye yen GRA eni ye yes our taxes no mom. Mra she bedwam. Nti aban. Special operations. Aye ka che se yenkwa abontin enkogege to no. Enye yen ne ka se yeji ayaban enti ye GR no enye yen ene ye sorry akeke se ye kogege to ye target aban ade amayin ye to amrahye bedwa ade atodwa ye IMF conditionality say we should be seen to be raking in more revenue. For example, me sure say bia unim ye ka eto Ghana ha Accra is the highest. Generally Accra and Tema. The rest of the regions omuntua hute. Even though Ashanti no mo complaining has a lot of businesses no. You share tax component na. GRA for beka say so. Inti mo aban na na ma mo sa de no som konkoye say adwuma no. E chompa che say nia o boss o mampanya be de chief flag bearer of the MPP kind. Anyo mo de. Inti ebia instead of being defensive no
I'm not being defensive. I'm telling you what the vice president said.
I am telling you what the situation on the ground is.
Yes, but you see, sometimes when people get things wrong, we don't have to respond based on the wrong information the person had. Because vice president didn't say anything wrong to the GRA staff. He was speaking to the issue of harassment as complained by one of businesses now. Okay, by some. He didn't say all GRA staff. And chairman, it is not out of place, sir, as a leader, and Crofaya complains that this is how we are feeling on the grounds. Now our response is, oh, sir, complaints now more yellow. Now me ya dom na me opportunity. Me make sure says our frequent audits no. You be because of ABCD they are two in place, you know. You better audit now. You better once in every 5 years.
Gideon, how can you say saying it's not how it came out?
That is why I am putting to the public and the GRA staff on what the vice president intent was. What he said,
intent and what he said are two different things.
What he said and the reason behind why he said that. Because it's about 2 or 3 hours engagement. Party B and will be presented outside. Media, I was there. And I'm telling you exactly what the vice president said. I don't want to blame GRA staff and I say Obi or young member of the GRA Workers Union. Say, Ebia or respond in a very rash manner, and I say be a one take it time and go through. And if you look at the language of the response, I also have problem with it, but I'm not here to settle that score. Okay? To the sense, as a report to vice president, my president said president should call him a what? No, the vice president is saying that business is no complaint, it's a harassment. And you see, I may be a GRA officer. Masuma will be say on Kwabonte and quite genuine work. I say way. So making sure I say the way you say that is our responsibility. And you do it. You do it nicely, you applaud it. The same vice president Bob Mabasono. The same way finance minister saw set targets at the GRA. And also we say about Kwabonte Kanaba. But the conduct of officer now or Kwabonte, you and I, we don't have control over that officer. And you may be the boss at GRA. Officer no call grandpapa adwuma mo conduct or na di chere grandpapa no. I'm not saying that their grandpapa ne can hear no kre. And I say no kre. But that is how he feels. And vice president didn't even speak about all of that. They all kind of say harassment now more can say a free tax audit than ban. Here is the response I have for you. I will make sure I say harassment no as frequently as it is done today. You ban once in every 5 years. And that will even be based on suspicion at the time. If he is a president and that is how he wants it to be done, GRA will comply and do the same as the president or the finance ministry or the GRA is asking them to do. I don't think say GRA for no tax audit now say once in every 5 years. No, it is not feasible. It cannot be done. They have problem with a certain report to be about as if say vice president say and Kwabi, I'm saying that is not what the vice president said, and that must be settled. That vice president did not seek to impede on the integrity of the GRA workers, and now say to suggest to say GRA for anyone Jumai because almost abaya more target. The target now by the amomo, and also as a law-abiding Ghanaian and responsible citizen. On also free says so Juma no making sure as a target and the office at the amano no what you achieve sa target no. As to say target no realistic and answer any realistic no. Anybody can speak to that because the finance ministry even sets target. Coming from budget to budget from 1992 to date. Every finance minister be economic indicator targets are setting one way or the other. The targets are not met. So we've set a target. Not target no one to meet here reasonably. Either so we to make us say or target now was set now you're overly ambitious and you're realistic. And now say and normal as I say wunya ediye ejumama won saka sa target no won sanka. And now say it could be due to some laxity on your part. Say Juma Nankasa say we now on Saka target, no one Timan, yes, Juman. So many angles. Nobody is blaming anybody. Say one to me achieve target. But it is within the domain of anybody to assess. Say target I was set and I say a dema no a realistic and I say any realistic. Kwame, we can make such comments. And I don't think say they are out of place. Some time ago, President Mills was not happy with the number be an ACC report.
Prof. Emerson, give you addition now.
President Mills and some unannounced visit to Temaport. Come on to comments at President Mills. Well, see, he doesn't understand. So we be here Juma Temaport within 4 years. Now I see Abronsan. Now I see, and he virtually said, "Say, Akronfo neguho because on how they are making such income." People didn't agree with him. Few years or few months later, and now I'm Remy Yao. It corroborated what President Mills was saying. He was the leader. He had a certain best eye view. I will be so end him. And now I'm making assessment. So the vice president thinking based on Kitamudi on the workers said people have genuine concerns. Said they are being harassed. Let's look at it. And you know Beko GRA company catch almost ethically, say their leaders are there by he as a policy maker and policy implementer. No. Also, some be your president, some of his tax audit, no, and the major source of more harassment in the year. I will deal with this way. Me make sure say once in every year. So, Oko office, Now be catch a GRA commissioner, or GRA commissioner catch and say commissioner. Many businesses in share and almost staff ni bi wo ha. Omo ba musu ba mo dana di say no catch a commissioner e wo kokoam. Then commissioner goes to tell the workers it was not for the vice president's interest to rebuke GRA staff and also about their attitude towards businesses in the open. They also come from his policy side as vice president and no can once and say policy or by address issue no one from policy angle. The other thing attitude now he will deal with commissioner on that, and that is exactly what the vice president did. Then he talked about the tax amnesty, so we making sure say Obia best started on the clean page. Now I granted amnesty for the previous ones. I said so he had to address from policy side as president, so to speak. Not necessary to go into the attitude of some officers and the Koneba. It is son of Vice President Kasasan. But it's unfortunate, sir. Statement way Bob which for me and Chama, with all humility, allow me to express this concern. I think they rush in responding to that. And I don't know the background of the person that will make a response. And I'm not here to suggest it's a politically motivated or whatever. But for me, it was in a rash manner. Okay, I'm if you say ebi omunya adaje interrogate matter no enya the full tape etie exactly what the vice president was talking about and seeing say a response to concerns a business is raising ebi akwame nkoman tre no the way almost trend, but whatever it is part of the deepening the ethos of our democracy. Say obi nso feel say onye happy with certain concerns expressed by a political leader, that person is at liberty to do that. But media the minim send any friend in Ayesu Sani Adriano. I said the minim send many fra many at. This is what the vice president said. Adjuna ma or the card or kind no. And I think say yenu so moye businesses, they deserve that rightful hearing from political leadership. And they say yes, your concerns in it. Yes, a particular political leader or devising means to deal with the issues, not necessarily just working on the attitude of people. As for any attitude, no kwame. Me am te cry be a vice president beti maso ma me se me betena hankasa. The way oka se men canon no. E be am betena ha. Na something psychologically, emotionally, before be obi ahye me send your question the crazy by na ma respond in a way anya sana vice president can say me canon. To the same way, there are some GRA officials who are doing fantastic job. There are others. It ought to be talked about. Business is not happy. And I don't think, sir, we are here, say, your people will be any so and I say, dear Yano Yabeka. Dear Yano, so let us say it that way. Now you who send a bear going forward, no, you correct here. They are building the kind of society that we want in truthfulness and in all honesty.
Finally, Professor Kobi Mensah Azika Dongo say Sabi.
Oh, Kwame, someone say
tax amnesty no anye asema aye possible. Yeah. It is not possible.
Yeah, I mean that is the NDC's position. So Kobi NDC, I don't go to NDC, so I would say that.
Meaning say Kobi NDC. Meaning say or University of Ghana Business School.
No. I won't invest in your party. Me child or Kwame commercial upon I'm young people. But openly, honestly, I said the Kobe is NDC. There's no doubt about that. He's academic, no problem. But he's an academic who's NDC. Adongo is coming from the NDC. Almost supposition they say there shouldn't be any tax amnesty. The audits must continue as it is. Vice President so a different view say audit no systems are put into place no. Does not warrant the continuous audit. And here, amnesty is obey granted. That is Bawumia for you. Also obey cancel e-levy, obey you exemption when you're free or no vision. No. So and this is for us free say. Tax audit no no once in every week you cry sign on mobile and here businesses don't deserve the amnesty now. I know we leave it to the business community to judge. But Bawumia vision and what I'm not here to go into what Adongo and Kobi Mensah are saying as the proposition from the NDC. Media, but we are the MPP for your banner. You been matters amnesty. Wow, what they are buying previously. Our task was to say to genuinely. I be in yana. You been will be about clean state. For says can say show a jumum. Then more income. As a task no be flat rate. Na 2% to crana. So say the pado door. Are you willing and able to pay no? we'll get more money. Kwame, people don't understand the theories behind taxation. But at least the simple Lafar and the land curve will tell you, say, Kwame, if you continue to pile taxes on people, you drew point to be you begin to have a recession. And Krofokra avoid the tax, there's tax evasion, Nipani businesses in cost. So send a mechanical tax revenue is a function of income. A function of income also based on productivity. And there was so to be making sure I said Nipana Juma betimi akoso. A Juma ne koso no. Now what taxing a certain percentage. Now sikano eba debia. Now the taxes no good nipano so. Now Juma no koso. Even if you bring it to one person, said nipano so want to mean to ya. So many years there are people who are owing government taxes genuinely. Munya mu betu ya for 10 years. Amuntimin to ya no. Tidia baumia kano ya dear. We believe so that is the way to go.
Obviously, Mbisa said, repeat what you said about amnesty.
Sir.
Say tax amnesty. What's the thing?
I say about granted the amount for. The this if one of you among granted that's up to them. Yeah.
Among cats among granted. I'm saying the amount can possible.
I mean, possibility and impossibility in there. Prof, my quotation.
Let me move on. Charles in Tamale. Charles says, Kwame, good morning. I heard the vice president, and to be fair, he actually spoke in favor of the GRA staff.
Yeah.
His point was targets are unrealistic, and so the staff are compelled to do everything possible to meet the target, hence the harassment. The vice president then came with a proposed policy response of 1, flat rate, 2, widening tax net, and 3, tax amnesty. The vice president was not blaming the staff, but actually sympathizing with them over unrealistic targets. Charles in Tamale. Well, unfortunately, that is not how it came out. Gideon Bakum, Wapon, Rubisimin Kancha say, I think something is not adding up, Akonta. Why should GRA, that gives the importer the duties to pay, is the same institution that has to do the audit? David Amwating, President, Traders Advocacy Group, Ghana. Prof,
Aye.
I can't bear 10 minutes.
My charge myself. And then what I
Best of it, when you do it, is studies.
I charge you. Now, what I charge you. But Kwame, first and foremost,
Yeah.
I say, you can one student, one laptop. We sending me pictures. It's ongoing. I just say, it's fine. I mean, we should also forget, say, we Accra games. Come say, when we say Ghana medals,
The first time in our history.
68 medals,
19 gold.
29 silver, 20 bronze. The largest in the history of the nation. Things like this, no. And they say a catastrophe. I will say about a man in a basso. Oh my idea. Nay organizers in nay I buy muddy months or the techi. It's good. And Matter say I might say we see University of Sports and is it development? Maybe sir. And also but now come only Professor Margaret Japan.
I know the name, but I'm not sure.
Professor Japan and Uncle Da you Hassan.
Yeah.
Nayere.
Oh, okay. And here's your prof.
Aye.
That's right.
On the director for Institute of the Institute of Health Research. University of Health and Allied Sciences. Come in birthday.
Oh, okay.
Professor Mrs. And I said Mrs. Professor Mrs.
Professor Mrs.
Margaret Japan. Happy birthday, Ranya.
Obi say Kwame, has GRA been to your office before? Sure. What happened? More than 1 week.
Kwame.
Gideon Obi say catch vice president so could share union for no. Now winning come on. Ebia enti problem.
Aye. And so Kwame, I'm going to take a rather what can I say? A rather balanced approach.
Not your brain as soon.
Just 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Now, Grandpa answered them. And I give you a hey.
And then there's to give you a charge or person who said on my aging studies.
Yes.
Oh, boy,
I said, but coming here to say, to be honest with you, say about innovative thinking. I will Ghana ha. Minim say Vice President Bamia. That's one of the things that made on my part. I don't know what others think, but innovation, say beyond the box. Now you're solving a problem, and it's one of the things that he likes thinking about. Me go through a couple of things. Why? In fact, oceans are drone here. Come quite interesting. I mean, for some time, I maintain say, Moja be shot to baby down.
There we.
Yeah, and then about digitization idea. Me take digitization. Now me catch my laugh. Be say, hey, baby, Sadi, I could put your Ghana hano. Now me share areas be pa. Nana, GR hook account tax. Baby, especially the CBA become a port of entry. By a port or say taxes near the you know, recently, I don't know, was it 2 days ago or so, somebody posted taxes out here about 20 or 21 taxes. Now, all import BBA, but now with you, sometimes you pay more than 60 or 50% of Niemana what they ban. So, why won't there be inflation in terms of items? Say, Meme Yedia Abamia, Menso made it also. It's as simple as that. And at the end of the day, no, nipa na consumer no, on a bre. Say ya abam me. And se menso met chegu niema no so. Na on top. Ama to me, I remain in business. And the answer, no, many me say a clash between a change in tradition. Change be anywhere will be happy. Well, it's a change be bad, people will react. But come to be honest with you, when you see sometimes the harassment are a free some person sent. Said yeah, na video can. Come say what's mama?
Yeah.
Say me enko grandpapa. I am the middleman between you and grandpapa.
Yeah.
Your intentions may be very genuine, but you don't know the way I make on handle grandpapa.
Grandpapa, they're calling us Basabaso, no bear Basabaso.
And I can go there.
Wabo.
Oh, they come.
Giddy. Could a change na padlocks na zina.
Hey.
What check on left and right.
So the other person may might misrepresent the boss.
Uh-huh.
I know you no crepa or pa. Na a hono ena mene way adwene say ebia I would prefer say Gideon number tenants now or my solve matter up. I'm sorting it out. But they harass. They can really harass you. I'm met me how I in Parma where you might know Caribbean homes out to Ghana. Ebimaka amo issues actually. No correct. They can harass. The second quick point, Namamini Kwame, the target. A hono and as I say a balance in now if I'm GRA now mame a target say main raise let's say 10 million Ghana cedi in 2024. Now catch me say range between 80 to 100%. And me raise 10 million Ghana cedi. I mean, it's a target. It's a target I already mame. All my target say me hit you. And you want to ask me hitting it.
I quite my first way hitting
Me hit you.
Yes.
And you know, a honor there, many way I can say, maybe give me money more and income. Because a honor, if you give me a target that I see as unrealistic, I may use also unrealistic means of achieving it. That can include, for example, the near case a bit more echo harazi or mopano. And Kwame, Medibisia, na medisi here na me stress Kwame many a penny be Evano Peterson or UK na I say where this 60 years and over make us if I know Kwesi Peterson Eja Peterson I'll say over 65 years 29 VR na otie make a Kokrokoo no so there be From Yankana Kokrafo.
Nkokra.
I say Akakra 1. Into Nkokra. Abrewa 1. Into Embrewa. Eja Peterson. Why are you why? Also here free London. Nah, I don't know. And you come Gideon, wait yes. I also I think that money amount I say. Because at one point, however the message went, it's been misunderstood. I'm feeling say more any pressure than more. And the more I'm bomb. So that's where the issue is coming from. And it may have been misconstrued. I mean, no doubt at all. But I think say if there is indeed the point to say yeah, mom, a target, sometimes they feel it's unrealistic, then it's better we address it. But otherwise, Kwame, we should embrace newness. We should embrace newness. It's unfair. Say a tea or meimu. Na adi baby eba. Kwame yekon. I mean, the funny saying, cashless weeba. What is wrong with it? Because so young couple say America crown. No, did you want? And the young person. We cannot build a nation like this. And yes, change it here, we want it. And the change, ebeba ekwembiaso. The young change, if you say entertaining, it will come. So one much change you come, it can overwhelm you. When the time comes. And the message say, we are not solving very, very amicably. And say to Kokrokoo. Now they are mobilizing money for us, but the share kwaya afutua papa ndi amamu member mun taking out of contest. Now every how base won't be to me I meet a buying target now.
Professor Joseph Osanfoedu. Professor for President, according to Nana Oforiosu. Nana Oforiosu.
Yes.
And they give you a better time, Nina.
Oh, it's okay.
Also, you know, I didn't harass one anyway.
Grandpapa,
Peace FM.
Binya Gideon, even there was a younger man than me, who accomplished a lot in his life. And with the time, be a mobile. Inyano Ghanaians will progress in life. Also, they are doing their best to make a name for themselves. I have been a spokesperson for opinion before, and sometimes it's maybe a work up for opinion who are on set on fata. Most importantly, even there be a on your quite from where you sit now. You are passionate in making your statements in that manner. Grandpa, no kwara or in relation to GRA, no relationship to businesses. Grandpa, are you too aggressive? Or harassment, Grandpa, or you're too aggressive. And I am so happy that this issue was back to the fore, was by a national discussion. Grandpa, businesses suffer already. Look, the taxation regime in this country now, Grandpapa, is unbelievable.
Now who caused them?
Oh, Buyekum.
Now who caused them?
Baby, these are policies of government passed by Parliament, implemented by GRA. But you see, the effect of it is what I believe the Vice President is hearing from the community or from the business folks. The effect of it, Grandpapa, sometimes the anchor on your neck as a business to try and make the payments, to try and comply, and the nature in which sometimes they come in, bullish nature, in a way sometimes it's even threatening to you as a business person. You will issue with the regulator. They're even supposed to walk you through the process of how you can improve and do this and that. No, they come on an attack, or we close you down, and or you have real issues that businesses are going through. And nobody can wish this thing away. Nobody can wish this away. But Grandpapa, one of the things that we also need to talk about is finance minister breaking our necks with these taxes. We have talked about taxes. Now, the business people, the practitioners, we the people who face the blunt, Yeah, kayasem. And me, although I keep telling you that I wish PPP would be the one in power 2025. But this thing, we can't wish away. I look, how many people have been sending me texts as we are sitting here? Now talk about it. Now talk about the pressure they are putting on us. Talk about how they are collapsing our businesses. Come on. Mm-hmm. It's real. He who feels it knows it. And businesses, Grandpa, if the now the leader of the NPP, Dr. Baumia, elected presidential candidate, has listened to people on the ground, and the people are telling him that, look, if you don't do something about this, we won't support you. And he has come out to say that when people are fighting it, why are you fighting it? It's a truism. Our businesses not being harassed. They are being harassed. Whether it is be a certain target, whether it is law, whatever the issue for it is, the end result is, are you harassing or are you not harassing? Is it true or false? It's true. I'm a businessman. I'm telling you that it is true. So now, once we establish the truthfulness of that statement, other now okay, the taxes now is too much. Targets now the mode in which they are moving so needs to be reviewed. Mm-hmm. Needs to be reviewed. That Grandpa send me a business. Let's say I'm having problem paying my taxes. Grandpa, come and walk me through a certain process. Come and understand me. Come and listen to me, and then sit with me to work through a process that will be good for the entire nation. Mm-hmm. But Grandpa, don't come threatening me. Don't come bringing padlocks and chains.
Is that what happens?
Oh, Grandpa, we feel it all the time. Oh, Grandpa, listen, we are free. The master me awaba out. I'm telling you, business community, we are free. We have to face this thing and deal with it.
The tax amnesty?
Grandpa, is it?
The tax amnesty, you're free?
No,
they say you're free. You say you're free. I want to know what you mean.
No, we are free in the sense that we can talk about it.
Okay.
People are not able to speak about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so because the coca is show repercussions now. What's happened? The agency now becomes a tool to deal with you in certain. Sometimes what Bame say, is this in a political move?
Why? Because you belong to a political party?
Because I belong to the. Sometimes I ask that question. And he said, if my brothers are also going through this same thing, then Grandpapa, may and fat as in share a sumase, yan fan tour, yan can wasem, yan find a solution to it. And he said, yeah, Kade, Ufriha, Nadu Ufriha, fine, if that's what you're saying. But the end effect that the business community is feeling, and the war culture. And there should be a solution. Now, more bonfires today. The leader of the party, the powerful Dr. Mamuba, until 2025 and now 2026, and now there.
It's quite curious to refer to him as the powerful.
Oh, analysis of the president, the vice president, you're a very powerful guy. A very powerful guy.
But Obisi the padlocks and chains to collect taxes. How? Master Planner Junior Kintampo.
Well, lock premises to the work. So that you can't go to work.
They lock you out.
Grandpapa. But what I'm saying there, Grandpapa, look. Let's deal with the issue now. The issue of the eschatological tax review, but you're feeling the sense, yeah. Until what are we doing about it now? I want to make caveat. there's the problem no or you real what vice president Dr. Mamuba or you any business man in Ghana regardless of which political affiliation you are in, no, you are feeling the blunt end of GRA's aggression on your business.
GRA's aggression on your business.
The vice I cannot. It is true.
But it must be now.
I disagree with the future solution. You hear immediate solution. I disagree. My point of divergence, you know, or the future solution now. Me pay for immediate solution, grandpapa, because we are feeling it as a people. The taxes that the finance minister says, oh yeah, baby. The taxes that he brought on us as a people, no, grandpapa, is too much. The widening the tax next stuff that we are talking about, grandpapa, every economist, every person will tell you that this is the way to go. If you burden a few people with all the taxes of the nation,
won't come, baby. Nana for him, say. Let me also say a very good morning to you, Na Saku Nete. Good morning, Na Saku Nete. Thank you very much for listening. Have a lovely, lovely day, Na Saku. Prof, send me to me, Pom. And Justice Ifia Sewa Asari Botre, appeals court judge Yamao Afrishiapa. It was your birthday the other day. Belated wishes to Justice Ifia Sewa Asari Botre. Prof, send me to me, Pom.
Come here, it's me for now. Come here.
Yes.
Unyaba could be a friend of Elder Apple.
Elder Apple.
Because Apple, or see you 30 party.
Major no son of me, China Elder Apple.
Because Apple, I hope so. Be a harassment
for president.
I see chains and
padlocks. Talking about Apple. Good morning to you, MFA Apple, wherever you are.
Kwame, to be honest with you, Kwame,
yes.
Well, just 20 seconds. Kwame,
Mm-hmm.
Na GR4 officers be no. We come on now. Sad na ebinu no. Kwame, omunjai. Na baby aye kono ye koye nim. Ye ba to say in kunti say we criminal. But the taxpayer is building a nation. Tina juma nkoso na ye say kwaji sika na okono so nya abotra we bro.
But see nipa ni biso a omo ye cobra.
Yeah, no ye tiase. Ye tiase ba fa nkunti ba na ehunahuna na ade nko. Juma ni ye Kwame. It's now o ma bi mu a ye he me tax na me tua wi a na ya fra me say tax am tua last come tua rodo meji mi nka ho. Hey Ghana oyonko eje afiri ho e de akọ na o de be ka ho asa oje akọ na o wana ma
Kwame I want their prof can say baby no wo no tua tax na
na
systems now ma put in place no yan small office and ko nipa na
David
I don't know vice president say systems na all put in place and making sure say audit no dey be so all right but who here say GRA officer be call be adwuma because nipa ne te no officer obetima ho bibia Kwame this is the thing that Baumia is talking about.
We'll come back to
it because ensure prompt payment of taxes. Nipa ne ntua there's a way to even lock nipa accounts and no be brave from your computer. It is the solutions now Baumia proposal. First, GRA for nankasa ne beboa. GRA for no so ye kan Kwame say na okabi ye nipa ne bi so ye cobra. Some GRA officers e konkro for adwuma kro obutimi attack officers no. So we also have to protect GRA for no moye government workers no so. Say na be ya omo so nyeso omo ko na obi akọ attack omo nti say omo nya adaje na omo tie solutions na vice president propose na ebehia konfo behia ya afo behia do tie dru. All of them will benefit from.
Monsa anko na mo ni union for no question.
Ye kan ho asem na amnesty no so say na ye woka ye no. Ye grant because who say odipa bi okra. I was so omo declare omo tax omo declare. The amnesty ni ba a more specific period of time. Now government amakwa voluntarily obia declare no assets. Now ebinun kra face legal prosecution because they are evading tax.
Sure.
Amnesty ni ba you betima yi sa legal prosecution if na buy akaso e to do say na esese otua e be atua this small amount na yen hye de aka ne nyina a se wotua no entungu na start from clean slate and I say okay ye ma wontua de ho no kra let us start from clean slate but make sure say going forward no ye be but done within a certain period of time na aban ma kwan voluntarily oh aban na kan me ka say yo and amendment antua say ni senti na amendment aban so okay o dia na nye issue be grant amnesty the amount o dia na hu say bo apaye bi o ba bi until they tua this amount now the court now no ye court to send the free come this is what Baumia is talking about.
We'll come back to it.
I mean, I think grandpapa said, they need an eschatological review.
In the meantime, Kiko's Collie of Cakes Precision Events. This one says, happy birthday to you, Kiko's Collie of Cakes Precision Events. Bella says, I love you. Happy birthday to you. 80, we gotta go. We gotta go. We gotta go.
Yeah.
Your time also. Kofi Kurumbe Seneba. Yako. May your day be blessed. Remember to keep your dreams and hopes alive. It's all you have. Wait, time at 8 minutes past 11. When you stop to say a prayer today, tomorrow, whenever, remember to say one for me too. God bless. Good morning.